Good Monday evening, everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop. JoJo, what's going on with you?
Oh, looking forward to another day of Monday Night Safety Stop. What
Oh
about you?
yeah, I tell you what, I'm tired. I'm sore. I'm tired.
You've had a busy weekend, though.
Oh, we did. I will definitely say that by going through the Avelo instructor course. I learned a lot more about the system, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But what's been going on with you? Uh
What's
oh.
up? Sorry, I was getting everything ready.
It's like, did I lose you?
No, me playing around with YouTube.
Oh, can you see comments?
I can see comments this morning,
There you go.
but I got one person watching. That's probably me.
That's probably you. Well, that's all right. Yeah, we'll get some more on here. I bet Mike forgot that it's Monday. He'll tune in tomorrow thinking that it's
Yeah,
Monday.
he'll tune in tomorrow about this time. Where is
uh,
everybody?
oh, you know what? I tell you what. If everybody had seen the news that I seen today, I mean, we're getting ready to head to Roatan on Saturday, and I got news today, which I mean, I'm super super excited about. I think I shared it on my personal, but hopefully, all of our divers that are going to be in Roatan with us, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a nice surprise. We're going to keep our fingers crossed because, and I talked to him today, so I did verify the past 2 days, whale shark sightings at the resort that we're diving with. So, you know what that means.
That's gonna be one heck of an epic trip. That's
That
what's gonna mean.
if if we get lucky enough to be able to see one of these, I mean, yeah, I mean, and I think there's three of them. The way I understood it, there's three of them that's been spotted over the last 2 days. So I've seen it and I verified it, and so it's like, all right, woohoo, whale sharks. 14 years I've been going, or this will be on a 14th trip, and I have never in all of my trips in the ocean seen a whale shark in the wild. So,
One thing to see him at the aquarium, whole another ball game to see him in actual open
oh
water.
yeah. Well, and me and Krista had this conversation here a couple 3 years ago. She's like, "Well, why don't you lead the trip to the aquarium?" And I'm like, "I do not want to go to the aquarium until I see one in the wild first." I'm just, call me superstitious. I don't know, but that has been when I first got certified. Started learning about marine life. And the whale shark popped up. That was one of my goals, was to be able to dive where there were whale sharks. In the wild, and so that's the reason I haven't done the aquarium yet, is because hopefully, fingers crossed, next week we'll get to see one. Hopefully.
Oh, we could put a special trip around migratory season, see if we could find some.
Well, and the time that they're usually spotted down around Utila, Roatan area is typically December through January. And so, having them now, here's the ironic thing. Now let's think about this. So, previous years, this year, the trip was moved up a week to coordinate with fall break. So technically, we would be in Roatan right now if we had the same schedule we did last year, year before last. We would be there right now. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm kicking myself in the rear end. Man, we should have changed it. We should have been there. That should have been us. But hey, it is what it is. Day late and a dollar short, right?
Yeah. I mean, you go to freaking Australia to see these things,
Oh yeah.
Galapagos, Philippines, Tanzania. I mean, Those are some pretty far away locations, if you ask me. To be able to see them, you know, down in the Caribbean, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And so, you know, that's kind of the late breaking news. When I seen that today, it was just like, all right, we've got 25 divers going on this trip next week. I have whale sharks sighted this week. Will they now? I'll back up just a second because 2 weeks ago I heard that they were spotted in Utila. So I kind of figured that they're kind of heading that direction. Now, will they still be there next week? I don't know, but you know, there's always a possibility.
A whole week away, right?
Yeah, well, just we'll be diving in 6 days, so not quite a week, but it just kind of makes you antsy and want to go ahead and get down there, and like, hey, let's just start this trip early,
Well, you just make sure that those good dive masters down there are keeping an eye on them and move the boat around.
Oh,
Might need an
exactly.
extra tip for that one too. So
Exactly. I mean, like I said, I was really excited when I read it, and I'm like, I seen the video of the whale shark, and I had to call down there just to verify, and I'm like, hey, you guys really seeing whale sharks this week? Oh yeah, yeah, we seen them for 2 days. I'm like, sweet, keep them there. I'll be there Saturday. But again, that's one thing. A lot of divers, especially, we get excited when we see big things: stingrays, manta rays, sharks. The whale shark is probably like kind of like the pinnacle, because it's the biggest, and it's one that you just don't typically see unless you schedule the trip, around the time frame, and we don't. So,
now you gotta have a special trip to go to those places, and you gotta schedule it during a certain time of year, which still doesn't guarantee that you're gonna see one.
oh
So
yeah, so what's better than going on a dive trip? No telling what you're going to encounter. And hey, we had whale shark sighting last week. Sweet, let's look for them. Follow them around,
I'm
find
just
them.
happy that the Sharks are still around that you are playing with last year.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's well, I spent the better part of today getting all the gear checked and packed, and I recently upgraded to the new Sherwood SR3, which came
Oh
out
yeah, I
here a
heard
couple of
about
months
that.
ago. Oh yeah, I haven't had a chance to dive it yet, but I'm like, we're going to Roatan, a perfect opportunity to try it out. If it's anything like the SR2, its predecessors, the SR1, SR2, it's going to be an immaculate breathing regulator. So I went ahead and switched everything over. So we're going to test it out and try it and see while we're down there next week.
Well, say that now. I gotta go get training on more regulators. Or,
Hey, it never fails, and that's one thing about it. There's always inventions or modifications to existing gear, whether it be regulators, whether it be BCs, or whatnot. Emily's in here. Hey, Emily. Don't know who else is in here, but let us know you're in the room and give us a hey or
me and
whatnot.
Emily. There's at least three others.
they're lurking in the background, just watching.
Yeah. Da-da, 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 da-da.
Penny is watching. But so yeah, this time of year is a great opportunity to, you're winding down the dive season. If you're done for the season, get your equipment in, go ahead and get it serviced. That way you're ready to go for the season next year.
Yeah, get service before you pack it up. That way it's ready to pull back out.
Oh yeah, and I think, was it 3 weeks ago? It was one of the first two episodes when we come back on from summer break. That was the topic of the episode. If you haven't seen some pretty grody, I'm going to say, pretty bad regulator parts. That's probably a good video to go look up, and you can see some of the stuff that we see on our service bench. So,
I'm pretty sure we'll have a few more to show as the season goes out.
oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. And it never fails. But if you keep them maintained, your regulator, your BC, you keep them serviced, keep them maintained, rinse them after you dive. Doesn't matter if it's salt water, if it's fresh water. Go ahead when you get home, hose it down in fresh city, county water, whatever. Clean it out, dry, let it dry, and you're going to prolong the life.
Yeah. Once the enamel comes off that chrome plating, it becomes a lot easier for that stuff to corrode.
Oh yeah,
And
and one
that
thing,
goes to
yeah, one thing you don't think a whole lot about when you take your regulator out, and I get it. Some places put if you're on a trip, Roatan is one of them. They will assemble your equipment. They'll take it apart, rinse it for you, and all that. They're typically pretty good about putting dust caps on the first stage, and all that. But that's the big thing. When you rinse it out, make sure your dust cap's over your inlet on your first stage, because if it's not, that water's going to get in there. And if it's salt water, it's going to start corroding, and the internal components of your regulator just it doesn't look good afterwards. Not to mention, huh?
yeah, it corrodes, but also the salt in it's like a freaking grinder too.
Oh
You
yeah,
have moving parts, and I mean
yeah.
it just eats away at it.
Well, especially if you've got a piston regulator, diaphragm regulators, it will cause issues on them, mainly the spring, because that's what the water has access to. But the piston regulators, it can seize them up. If it's left long enough, you don't use it for a couple 3 years. It can cause issues.
Yeah. So Rotan, let's go.
Rotan. I'm
Rotan.
counting down the
I ain't
days.
going, but I want to go. Oh, yeah. Like I was looking through my Bon Air book right before the show. It's like, where do I want to dive at when I get down there? So
Oh yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna say I was counting down the seconds, but I'm really not. I'm just counting the days down.
it'll be down to the minutes when you're getting on the airplane.
Yeah, yeah. Here in 4 hours, 5 hours, I will be on an island. And that's one thing. We was talking about me packing my gear and stuff today, checking everything. Uh, just went through the Avelo instructor course. Now, let me tell you, JoJo, you've seen it. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to go through the recreational Avelo class, you want to experience a better way to dive, a lighter way to dive. I mean, and it's really, you're not having to think about buoyancy control as much. Check out a Velo. I mean, lightweight. Jojo, you felt the weight of the unit, and it is drastically lighter than a traditional scuba setup.
Yeah. The dread of back pain after lugging a bunch of tanks really goes away after picking up one of those. It's like, oh, I might be able to carry like four of these compared to a standard tank.
Well, and when I went through the recreational Avelo class in July, when the Avelo was at the park for the tour, we only had one day. It was one day of class. Had two dives, and typically, if I do when I come out from the first dive, when the weight hits my back, it's just like, oh, can I just go back in and just stay there?
Yeah.
The knees the same way. I didn't have that. And so that's what really is like, hey, you know what? This ain't too bad. And then literally the last 3 days we dove Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, you dive for 3 days straight, what's going to be happening? Your back's going to be hurting, your legs are going to be hurting, you know. So, or at least mine. And, you know, I'm sore because we had a 400-yard swim that I done in 14 minutes. Just by the way, the time limit was 15. So, you know, but done that.
Why'd you
Yeah.
take so long?
Well, you know, I was pacing myself. But anyway, so, you know, 3 days of diving on a Velo. And the funniest was, of course, I wasn't in the shop. I wasn't working. I was a student this weekend. And I got no telling how many people, you're getting in the water? Wait, you're getting in the water? I said, yeah, believe it or not, contrary to popular belief, I do dive.
Very rare.
Very rare. I've got more dives in this season than I have in the past 3 seasons combined. And the only reason why is because of Velo. I mean, we had, you know, our 2 initial dives for training, and then to be able to do the Avelo Pro course, you had to have a minimum of 10 Avelo dives. So there's 12 right there. And then, of course, the, you know, diving for 3 days, you know, I think I'm up to like 16 Avelo dives now. And this weekend, I done it with a wetsuit.
Oh.
Yes, 5 mil wetsuit. And yes, you know, I talked about diving a Velo before with no weight. I also had a rash guard and just trunks, no wetsuit of any type, no weight, 0 pounds I can dive with. With a 5 mil, it's like 8 pounds.
Ah. So you
So
finally had to start adding the weight with the wetsuit.
had to add weight with the wetsuit, but you know, again, a 5 mil. Can you dive with 8 pounds of weight in a 5 mil?
No, I cannot.
I mean,
You almost about have to triple that.
you know, if I was diving traditional scuba, you know, with my BC and a regular aluminum cylinder, I'm probably going to be 18 pounds with a 5 mil. So, you know, that's what I like about a Velo is you don't have to have as much weight. It's lighter and it's really easier to control. You are always in control of your buoyancy. You know, on regular scuba, if you think about it, what happens if you come up like a foot or two and you
Oh,
don't
you
vent
start
air?
coming up. Yeah, you
You
start
become
coming up.
positive. Yeah, and likewise, if you're neutral and you drop a couple of feet, what happens? You become negative. And one of the skills in the Avelo course is doing a 30-foot vertical ascent, holding that for at least 30 seconds, and then going back down to where you started, and not having to inflate or deflate while you do this. It's just to show, you know, you don't have to worry about the pressure changes on it because you don't have a BC.
Very nice.
I know.
Swim up, swim down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like swimming like a fish. In, you know, I always say, don't knock it till you tried it. And you know what? I tried it. I'm a believer in it.
I've been watching it since it came out as a prototype, and I was like, this could actually go somewhere. And now I'm actually seeing it go somewhere. So I'm
Oh, yeah.
excited for it. I'm wanting to get on the system. I just haven't got there yet.
Oh, yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there. I know a
No guy,
guy.
right?
I know 2 guys. Say, I know 2 guys. Actually, I know about 4 or 5, but you know. So with that, that not only are only thing I have left to do is the technician course for it, which we were gonna start today and finish tomorrow. However, I was the only one that was gonna take it, so it didn't
Sign me
make
up.
sense,
I'll at least be another technician.
huh?
So you can sign me up. I'll be at least be another technician.
Well, and that's the thing is, they were going to come down, or their lead technician was going to come put the class on, but it was only going to be me, and he's like, "Hey, you know, why don't we postpone this, and I'll get something organized, or at a later date we may get more people involved." I'm like, "Hey, that's fine, it's all good." So yeah,
Were
but I
they,
did, huh?
they in Florida? Can we just go to them and dive the weekend or something
You
like
know what? They're
that?
actually based out of Hawaii.
Oh, well, even better. I tell you what.
Yeah, oh yeah, why not? Let's see. Krista chimed in. Jojo, get closer to your mic. Can barely hear you. Huh?
I hope I fixed it. I pulled it a little as far as I can to me, but I gotta get really, really close. Is that
don't
better?
don't don't eat the microphone. It doesn't taste good. There's no nutritional value.
Oh,
Oh goodness. But yeah, so during the course of the Velo instructor, I had mentioned, I'm thinking about taking an Velo unit to Roatan, and I have ultimately decided not to. But it's not like you can't travel with it. So I was actually instructed how to travel with it. But it's to me, um, I don't know. I'll do it at the quarry. I need to get more comfortable with it before hitting it in salt water. And so I've elected not to take it. Like I said, I've got 16 dives on it. You know, four of those dives are in a wetsuit. So,
well, I know a place we're going in February. We could just take a day to go get on a boat.
I think you're going to have to go a little further south for that, there, JoJo.
Still, we'll have dry suits. It's still like 55,
What do you
60
mean
degrees.
we'll have dry suits?
You will have a dry suit by then.
Probably not. Yeah, because I'm
You're
ordering mine in,
ordering a demo. You should have it by mid-February.
no, 14 weeks is what they're saying. I may have it in 12. Krista got hers in 12. So she got hers, I think, late March. It was just before the season opened. So,
I'm hoping to have mine in a week or two. So
well, but, but yeah. So on that note, not everybody has a dry suit right now. I mean, I do. Don't get me wrong. I do. I still have my dry suit. My dry
Mr.
suit.
Leaky Suit,
No, no, no. It's good. The pro
Oldsmobile.
the problem is it'll be able to vote next year. Just so you know, that's how old it is. It'll be old enough to vote next year.
Can't wear any undergarments under it either.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no, no. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that. Just a little tight. But the advantages of a custom suit. It's fit for you. It's
Yeah.
designed, for insulation to go under. Now, my first suit, or my suit that I have now, which was my first suit, my first dry suit, was a stock suit. It was a 4X, and so not custom. And that's kind of where 4X was as big as they come. Hey,
You're
I
gonna
can,
like custom.
huh?
You're gonna like custom.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know I will. Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, I'm getting the fourth element, Argonaut, and so that's what I'm really, everybody who's gotten them so far has loved them. They fit better, so I'm really interested to see, you know, if mine continues.
Fourth Element's a good suit. That was one of the ones I looked at when I was getting one. Between that and Bear were really my top choices.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, we love Fourth Element so much. We just got a bunch of Fourth Element boots in. They're, I think it's a rock climber, the low top, and then we got the amphibian, and then I can't remember the second, Proteus or something like that. Um, so we got those in, and here's the cool thing about it: they come with feet in like sole inserts. So it's like, I get comfort while I'm diving. Great.
a full soled shoe with inserts, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to try them out yet. They are packed in my dive gear to take to Roatan. So I will, I'll let you
That'll
know
come in
how.
that'll come in handy in Bon Air with all the coral rubble.
Yeah. Well, the ones that I'm taking to Bon Air probably won't. They're not, I mean, they're low top, thin sole, but the amphibian, that would be a good one for Bon Air. It is just like a Tennessee sole. I mean, it is, yeah, yeah, it's the bee's knees. Let's see here. But yeah, man, let me tell you, the season is rapidly coming to an end. I counted 5 weekends left in the regular season. And that means in 3 weekends, what are we doing, JoJo?
Oh, we got a nice Halloween haunt coming up.
Got an
Yeah.
action packed weekend.
Yes. You're reminding me on how much work I got to get
Well, hey, we're almost to the start of October, and that is one thing that I know JoJo absolutely loves to do. And we've got the annual Halloween Fest, Underwater Fest, coming up October 25th and 26th. We've got, some great partner shops that's helping out to put this on. October the 25th, we've got the Zombie Apocalypse Diver, which is sponsored by Water Dogs and Ohana. And so, if you want to take that certification class, you'll just need to contact one of those two sponsors and get signed up through them. And then we also have Cowboys Chili Dinner. So it's a free end of the season. Come out, dive, you warm up, get ready for the night dive to, go see the spooks and specters that lurk underneath the water.
done. Yeah. You should start seeing some of that stuff showing up probably the weekend of the 11th. So,
Ah,
yeah, start rolling it all out there. Um,
start getting it prepped.
it's a lot to get out. It takes a lot of time to set up, and I tell you what, I'm in the water all the way up to pretty much dive time for the night dive. So,
Oh yeah. So as far as the night dive, and I know we've had a few people ask about it. If you don't have to be certified to do the haunted trail dive, it is a lead. There is a lead dive. So JoJo and several others will be leading a group who is not certified in night diving. Um, it's also a great opportunity to get your night diving specialty the same day. I know we've got a couple people doing it. If you're going to be there with one of the sponsor shops, see if they're going to be doing a night certification. I'm sure they probably are. So, you can get signed up with them or, however you want to work it. And then I know we're going to be watching. Somebody said this weekend, I heard them talking, that they're talking about doing Jaws marathon. So as soon as it gets dark, they're going to start playing Jaws, Jaws 2, Jaws 3, on the big screen, which is going to be down in the pavilion area. So if you're coming out, you're going to hang out with us, bring you a lawn chair. you'll want that to kind of kick back and sit there and watch the movie.
Yeah, something nice and warm and lay back and watch a movie. That sounds like fun.
Oh yeah, and big bowl of chili, chili dog, hot chocolate. You know, what a great way to, the last event of the season to, be able to do that. And of course, everybody's favorite on the 26th is the underwater pumpkin carving. So that's also put on by both Ohana and Water Dogs. And I believe Louisville Dive Center is also doing it too. So
Awesome.
Emily
Yeah,
said, huh?
keep wanting to make it where we do that, and I take them and set them out as part of the course.
Yeah. Get one of them little LED battery operated candle lights,
Yes.
rig it up to where it can
Yeah,
stay
I
inside of it.
can. I got plenty of LEDs that you can just throw in there and it'll flash and it look cool. Just everybody can enjoy their pumpkin in action on the night dive.
Oh yeah. Well, it's really cool. If you think you are, you can carve a great pumpkin, have you tried it underwater yet? That's the thing right there. A little bit harder to do, especially if you don't have your pumpkin weighted.
Yeah, you might want to take an extra couple pounds with you.
Put your pumpkin on a velo. You won't need any weights.
Yeah, there we go. They'll take all the waiting issues away. Oh,
Let's see. Emily
we can do
says
that.
a warm sweat or coat uh, as it starts to get breezy, especially after the dive. Oh yeah, it's going to be the end
Yeah,
of October.
this is one of those dives you really got to start prepping for the winter and the cold. Uh, let's say it's a fun dive. The water's typically about spring temperature, so 72 ish, 70, 72.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's. I mean, right now, this weekend was actually really comfortable in a 5 mil, 78 down to about 27, 28 feet. Then it got a little chilly at the thermocline, but 5 mil suit, we went down to about 35, and you know, 5 mil
That
suit,
thermal,
huh?
that thermocline's really wanting to hold on this year.
It is. It's really holding on, but no gloves, no hood. I wouldn't want to stay down there super long, but I mean, we dropped down and stayed in it for 3 or 4 minutes and then come back up. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but getting out now, it was a little breezy getting out if you wasn't standing in the sun.
Yes, and that's part of being able to get out, get dried off.
Have a boat
Having
coat.
have a boat coat, something to put on over to stay dry and keep that wind off of you
Oh, yeah.
makes the difference between a good day and a not so good day. Are you
well,
leaving after one dive or three dives?
Well, I mean, you also want to think of it on this aspect. Whether you're doing one dive or you're going to do a dive, let's say, midday, and then you're going to wait and do the haunted trail on the 25th. That first dive is going to pull your core temperature down a little bit, even in a wetsuit. It's going to pull it down just a little. And so, with the night dive, there's not going to be any sun to warm you up. So you definitely want to make sure you've got a boat coat. You can get changed, fairly quickly, so you don't get too cold.
Hmm. Yeah, flip that wet. Don't keep that wetsuit on. Get it out. Get it wet. Get it flipped out in the sun so it can dry as best it can. It'll be a little chilly putting it back on, but your core won't drop as fast.
Oh yeah. Well, and there's tips and tricks for that. Um,
Warm water.
yeah, well, not hot water,
Warm
warm
water.
water. Yeah, warm
We don't need to
water.
burn anything.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. Yeah, don't get an old thermos mug and boil water and put in it, a day before and think it's going to be, cooled down. It won't. It's still going to be hot. So JoJo knows what I'm talking about. He's heard the
I
story
do.
plenty times.
Second
But
degree burns on places you don't want second degree burns.
but yeah, so warm water, just something to kind of warm you up, and especially for the night dive, because if you take your wetsuit off during the day after your first dive, second dive, whatnot, and you're waiting for the night dive, it's probably going to be a little chilly when you try to put it back on.
Yeah. When are you gonna install the water heater so we don't have to worry about it anymore?
Well, if we could keep people from, going down and seeing if we have fresh steaks in the deep freeze, and they leave the deep freeze door open, it would probably warm up a little bit. But,
A
you
little
know,
bit.
for some reason, they just keep going to the deep freeze. I guess they think we've got, like grade A Angus steaks in there or something.
I
I don't know.
guess every time I go down there, it's wide open.
Yeah. Yeah. So fun times. But yeah, just make sure, this time of season, whether you're diving with us or you're diving elsewhere, where the water's going to be chilly, just make preparations. That's all you have to do, with your, suit planning after the dive plan, keeping warm, warming up. Because I'll be honest with you, I was not keen on doing this class this weekend because Roatan is in 5 days. And it's like, okay, I'm going to be in the water for 3 days. If I get sick, I'm going to be mad. Luckily, knock on wood, I'm not. But, it was like that was in the back of my head. Like, you know, cold water. Now I'm fixing to turn around and go to the tropics, go diving for a week. Yeah, I'm going to be sick.
I don't know how many times that has gotten about scared me. It's like, all right, I'm a week out. If you're sick, stay the crap away from me. 'Cause I don't want nothing to do with it. It's like, don't even have a chance going to work or the grocery store because I might get sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that also brings another thing in, and I know we're kind of jumping around from topic to topic here, but you know, travel insurance. That is a big one, especially this time of year, if people are more susceptible to getting sick with the temperature changes and stuff like that we experience, since everybody knows we don't have a true fall anymore. It's fall for a week, and then it turns to winter, and then spring comes back, and then it's winter again. So I mean, it's just no consistency. And but travel insurance, whether it's you're sick, if you get down there, something happens. I had a couple, matter of fact, on your trip into Belize. On the way down, the husband was sick, and ended up his wife got sick on the boat, and so they got to dive a few times, but they had a miserable time, because they were sick. And by having that travel insurance, they were able to recoup their lost days of diving because they were sick. And so that, travel insurance is worth its weight in gold, especially if you are going to be, out of the country, and like especially on a liveaboard. I mean, you spend, $3,800 for a week. That's aggressor. Um, and you only get to make 10 dives out of what, 27
Yeah,
ish.
that's a hard one to.
Yeah, you're not
That's
even getting
hard
half your dives. So, and you don't feel good. You're in your stateroom for a day or two because you're sick,
on a
you know.
boat that's moving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So that's the good thing about travel insurance. Most plans cover stuff like that. So if you're traveling especially out of the country, um, check into travel insurance for sure. You know,
Make sure you click the box though. If you're on a liveaboard, check the liveaboard box,
oh
or it
yeah,
won't cover things that are exclusive to liveaboard.
yes, yeah. Well, and even travel insurance will cover things like missed connections. Let's say, you're departing airport, your plane's late departing, and you've got a short window to connect and you miss that connection, hey, you can turn that in on insurance and get reimbursed for that. Equipment lost, equipment delay, things like that. You have if your equipment doesn't get there, then and you have to pay for rentals just so you can dive. All that's reimbursable through the insurance. So travel insurance is really, you know, hopefully you don't have to use it, but if you do, then you've got that peace of mind.
Oh, yeah, gentleman that he missed his layover on the Belize trip. He didn't get there until the next day,
Oh yeah.
and had to take a water taxi out to the boat. That boat cost him $1,000.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So you would think your insurance wouldn't matter. Well, guess what? It does.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, I mean, of course you have to pay it up front,
Yeah.
obviously. But
Put it on the credit card that you're using, and then they'll pay you back and put it right back on that credit card.
yeah.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, that's what makes insurance great for traveling. I encourage everybody who's traveling with us to have travel insurance. Divasure has it. Dan has it. Um, so look at the two, see what best fits what you need, and go with them.
That you're out of the country, so your insurance alone, or your health insurance, might not work where you're
Oh
at.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, and that's one thing. And I will say because I use Divasure, uh, you can have it to where if you want them to go through your regular insurance first, they will, and then whatever that insurance doesn't cover, then Divasure picks up and will cover the rest. Or you can just forego that and choose Divasure as the primary and not have to worry about anything being submitted to your health insurance. So,
Yeah.
if you get sick while you're down there and you have to go to a doctor, prescriptions, hospital, if you have to be evacuated, you know, that's things that travel insurance will cover.
You don't want that evacuation bill.
No,
Woo!
no, you definitely don't. You
what
definitely
what
don't.
was that? You wanted a second house? No, you don't.
Yeah.
Because you bought a second house without even knowing about it.
About somebody a second house, and it wasn't me. That is for sure. Uh, Frank asked, which one do you think is best? So, that's a hard one, Frank. Honestly, I'm not going to say one's better than the other. Because we have regular Dan insurance. We're a Dan member. But when we travel out of the country, we use Divasure.
Yeah. Like
I've just used them for
my
years.
professional is under Dan,
Hmm.
and then usually I use Divasure for my travel.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to say one's better than the other. Luckily, knock on wood, I have not had to use travel insurance. I'm pretty sure the couple that was in Belize, I think they may have had Divasure. They may have had Dan. I don't know.
I
Um,
think they had Divasure. They
Divasure.
had any issues getting
Yeah.
back.
Uh,
We're very grateful. Actually, that really helps. Oh, will I do this again? Well, they're wanting to do it again because of the insurance.
oh
I
yeah.
didn't. They got
And
their money back, so it didn't ruin their whole vacation, thinking they had wasted a bunch of money.
yeah, and they're wanting to go back to Belize and experience it, for the experience and hopefully not be sick.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, saying one's better than the other. Divassure's pretty quick on the spot. I know with them because they booked through us. I had to supply the receipt where they had paid for it, and then also had to break down the rough estimate of the number of dives that they lost and what they lost out on. And so, when you calculated that with a with a liveaboard, it was like almost $1,400 that they missed out on. So they were able to recoup that by having the travel insurance.
Yeah. Couple of things you gotta worry about with the insurance. Well, you don't worry about it. What you do is you follow the rules. Is you dive within your training.
Yeah,
They find out you're not doing what you're supposed to do, they'll say, "Yeah, we ain't paying for anything."
yeah,
So
oh yeah,
dive within your training.
yeah, oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, and most of them are pretty. I say pretty lax. Recreational diving. You're not going to have any problems. Now, if you drop down to 150, 160 feet, and you get decompression sickness, they're going to question why was you that deep, So there's going to be questions, but again, if you're, 60, 70, 80, 90 feet, you know, typically there's not going to be many questions asked because you're within the recreational realm. As long as you don't break your NDLs. Now, if you're down there and you break NDL, then there's probably going to be some questions asked.
Yeah, follow the rules. That way they can't not to pay you.
Oh yeah. Well, when we go on vacations like this, we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy the marine life. We're going to take pictures. We're going to have fun. And if you're planning on doing these just off the wall dives, you're not going to listen to the dive masters and all that. They're probably not going to let you on the boat. After the first experience, they're probably going to say, "Hey, listen, you're not getting back on our boat."
That would be what I would do. Like, you can't follow and rules, get a, but I'm not the best person to put that example out there. So,
But yeah, I mean, just follow the rules, follow your training, dive insurance. You're going to have very minimal questions asked. If anything happens, especially like if you get sick. One of the things I like about it is if you can't dive because of weather, the boat's not going out, so you can't dive because of weather, they have coverage for that.
if the boat breaks down, now a lot of policies like, okay, we'll refund you for the diving, but the boat's still there. You have lodging, the food's still there. They're not going to recoup you for those because they're still available to you.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, I mean,
again,
and
yeah,
another good thing, and I'll bring this up is, and I hope it doesn't happen to anybody, but in the event something happens, you're injured, you're sick, and you're not able to go. You've already booked, you're outside the cancellation to where if you cancel, you're losing it all. Travel insurance is very valuable. So when you book your trip, whether you're paying a deposit or um, you're paying the final payment, go ahead and get your insurance when you book. That way, if something happens, then there's no questions. They'll if you're not able to go because a family emergency or something pops up right at last minute, then boom, very few questions asked. You've got your booking date. You got the date when you took the policy out. They'll be able to say, "Oh, okay, they're covered under insurance. Here we go." If you wait until the last day, the day before you leave, and you get your insurance policy, and something happens between then and getting on the plane, they're going to ask questions.
yeah. I mean, cars break down, get in an accident.
Well,
It can be multiple reasons.
Look at Nashville. What, 2 weeks ago? They had gridlock at the airport for like 6 hours.
That's yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it does. So insurance. If you're traveling, I'm a firm believer in it. I've seen it. I haven't used it, but I've seen it work. So yeah, most definitely. Emily just got hers put in for her trip. I think today. So if something was to happen between now and the time we leave, and they're not able to go, then there's not going to be any questions asked. But like I said, if you wait until the last day, and they'll look at it this way, okay, when did you actually know you weren't? Uh,
Hey, you got a phone call.
yeah, I know it's Jeff. you know, but they're going to question. Well, you just took insurance out, so they're going to ask questions. Well, the time frame's so short from between you took it out to the time that you left. 10 hours, 12 hours, and you're not able to go. They're going to question that. So no, did they actually know they couldn't go before they took this out? So that's the reason it's best to get it early. That way, there's no questions asked. Yep, Emily said I did Davashire as well. So I hope that answers your question, Frank. I'm not saying Dan's better than Davashire or vice versa. I am saying travel insurance is very important, especially if you're going on a bucket list trip or just the standard dive trip to the Caribbean. Like I've been to Roatan 13 times. Go ahead and have it. I get it every time, just in case.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's better to have and not need than need and not have.
Oh yeah, yeah. And especially if something was to happen, we're not saying that it will, and we hope it don't. But if it does, then you're covered.
Number one dive accident, broken toes.
Oh yeah. And how does that happen?
Usually dropping a heavy tank on it.
A tank or a weight. I mean, we've got most people have integrated weights now. You don't get the pocket buckled in tight. You start hitting the waves, and you're standing there talking to your buddies, and that weight pocket goes boom right on your toe. Hopefully, it's soft weight, because if it's hard weight, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, but I mean, there it goes, and now you've got a hospital bill and you're missing dive.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason I'm a fan of soft weights now. Yeah, I've actually witnessed the hard weight to the toe, not on me, but I've witnessed it, and yeah,
Oh,
broken toe. Yeah, it was not fun. But soft weights, yeah, it probably hurt a little bit, but at least it's soft weight.
a little bit more forgiving there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those hard weights, they don't contour to the surface they contact. They just bam. So. All right, JoJo. It is 8:55, so we've got about 5 minutes. Let's see. Need to get it early just in case. Yes,
Shit.
you've already got your trip booked to Bonaire. I would go ahead and look at Dan. Look at Davashire. See compare what the coverages of each one. See which one fits you better. That's what I recommend. And then whichever one fits you better, fits your budget, what you want it to cover and stuff, and then go with it is my recommendation. But me personally, I always use Davashire. I've seen them work. I know they're good. Not saying that Dan's not, because we use Dan for our professional liability insurance. So they've definitely got the money.
No, when we were playing Bon Air too, we talked about the rental cars. It's
Yes.
the same freaking procedure here in the U.S. as it is getting there. You have to sign a bunch of documents, go do a walk around. You want insurance, you're going to use your own. And we decided in this one that we actually included the insurance on the vehicle, so nobody has to worry about that down the road.
Oh yeah.
But again, you got
Yeah.
insurance, so now you
That,
don't have to worry about it.
amen to that. Well, like I said, even on that, insurance, especially if you're out of the country and you've got it. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. What's the old saying? Visa, or was it Visa, Mastercard? Never leave home without it. Dive insurance. Never leave home without it. Well, it looks like the old man's here. Dad joined in, says, I am here. So,
And
good
just in
evening.
time to
Even
say goodbye.
Yeah, just in time to say goodbye, but also want to throw up. They hurt. Yes, they do. But also, if you wasn't out not this past weekend, last weekend, uh, we had a fun time celebrating his 80th birthday. I mean, you know, the cake was good. Got to see a lot of old faces, who used to, dive quite a bit and have slowed down in the recent years. But they come out and celebrated with us, so we all had a great time.
Yep, a lot of blue faces.
Yeah, yeah, blue faces wasn't all.
That was some very, very strong icing.
Yeah, yeah, it left its mark for sure. That is for sure. All right, well, it is 8:57. JoJo, any final thoughts for us for tonight?
Oh, another great Monday, like always. Chris, the next time I'm actually going to be seeing you, I believe you are going to be in Roatan. So you all have fun, have a lot of good, hopefully you got some good pictures to share with us, maybe
Well,
even a whale shark.
well,
Who knows?
you know, I only have 2 days of diving before we're back on next Monday night. So hopefully, if we're lucky, Sunday or Monday, we'll catch a glimpse of a whale shark, and maybe I'll get some pictures. So we'll see. We'll just have to wait until we get there.
Just show it in raw. Where you can come back and do the editing later. Just give us proof that you've seen it.
How many trips have you been on with me, Joe, to know the end of the day I do my editing and get everything done
Yeah,
so I can post them?
yeah. He's sitting there at dinner, usually editing videos.
Uh, Now, usually it's
Oh,
photos. Every once in
photos.
a while.
Sorry, I do the videos. You do the
Yeah,
photos.
every once in a while. Now, if I see a whale shark down there, you bet your bottom dollar I am videoing. But, you know, I'll try to catch a couple of snapshots and then I'm going to video that thing. But yeah, if it's something interesting, like really cool, I'm going to video it. But, you know, even the little cool things, I'm still going to take a picture.
But yeah, you all have a good time. We'll hold the fort down here at the quarry and wait for y'all to return.
Oh, yeah. Well, and we're going to be hopefully having a good end of season. You're going to be starting on the Haunted Quarry
Yep.
dive here in a couple of weeks, getting things set up. So, really excited about that. Of course, it is the last event of the season. So if you're wanting to get out and enjoy one last hurrah, this is the event to come out and join us. It's really cool seeing the zombie apocalypse class go on, because you see these zombie divers walking around everywhere, and they use some really cool air guns underwater. So,
Yeah.
I have to say, if you're interested in that certification, get a hold of one of the sponsoring shops, get signed up, and do it because, I mean, you get to play with some pretty cool little toys underwater. Not just scuba. All right, guys. Well, it is that 9 o'clock hour, and as always, we absolutely enjoy coming on here and being with you guys Monday evening, talking about all aspects of scuba diving, whether it be trips, equipment, training, stuff like that. That's what we do this for. Is so it gives you guys an opportunity to ask us questions. I'm not going to say we're subject matter experts, but we've got a little bit of experience doing this for a few years now, and so no, but seriously, we absolutely love diving. We absolutely love talking about diving when we can't be diving, because trust me, JoJo would be in the water right now if he could. So yeah, see him shake his
Yeah.
head.
I could use some therapy right now. It was a Monday. I need therapy. I had to go
Yeah,
back to
hey,
work.
hey, remember we got to do our safety stop. So Monday nights we do our safety stop. All right, guys. Like JoJo said a while ago, I will not be at the quarry the next 2 weekends, so we're going to be running on a skeleton crew. So we do ask to be patient with our staff while we are gone, because we don't have a lot of people who's going to be working, because most everybody's going to be in Roatan.
A lot of you gonna be in Roatan.
Yeah, a lot of us are. So, but that's what this trip was originally designed for, was the staff getaway. And so here we are, the 14th year doing this trip. JoJo, you've been on it. Our guys work hard all season long, and this gives them an opportunity to go out, and everybody who comes to the park that we work to make sure they have a good time. We want that for our guys at least a week out of the year. And so this is that opportunity, and we're thankful for all the other divers that are going to go with us. And of course, the prospects of seeing a whale shark in Roatan this year. Woo-hoo. So, so yeah, I can't wait. But anyway, it's about that time. So I will, yeah, Joe, I'll see you in Roatan. Actually, I'll see you from Roatan next Monday night. If you're diving with us,
get back, it's on air time. So.
There you go. If you're diving with us this weekend, we can't wait to see you. If you're not, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving weekend. And as always, we'll be back right here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, did we ever figure out where that subscribe button was? Yeah, okay. There's a subscribe button. So, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you're notified when we come on Monday nights. You're not going to be like Mike and remember it on Tuesday night thinking it's Monday night and, hey, why aren't they on? So there you go. It'll notify you, let you know that we're on, and you can jump in here and jump in the conversation with us. Emily says she never blows bubbles without it. Travel insurance all the way. Until next month. Huh?
Oh, you're good.
Oh, I thought you said something. All right. I apologize. So until next Monday night, guys, we will catch you all right here on our YouTube channel. Can't wait to see you. I'll come to you live from Roatan, and hopefully, if I'm lucky, we will have whale shark photos. Hopefully. So, keep your fingers crossed, JoJo. All right, guys. We'll catch you right here next Monday night. Y'all have a great week.
We are education. We teach the world's most respected system in diving.
We are exploration. We introduce millions to the underwater world.
We are community, connecting the world's largest and most active tribe of divers.
We are conservation. We create ambassadors for the preservation of our ocean planet.
We are Patty, and we are a force for good.